Hello Advanced Hire, welcome to the first revision video where we're going to look at the state of the nation in 1939, where we're going to look at the various different aspects of the British kind of economy and British society and how people actually lived in the 1930s. So that is made up of the illustrative area that's there. It's about social and economic conditions and all those kind of things. Now, I made a video about this at great length for the last lockdown. It's about 50 odd minutes long, which has a huge amount of detail, and it basically has me talking through the PowerPoint, which is available in the OneDrive. So I'll leave you to watch that at your leisure if you so wish. And what I want you to do basically today is have a think about this section and these questions. So these are the type of questions you can get asked in this topic. So they can ask you a question about um, unemployment and whether it was a big issue. They can ask you a question about the specific effects of unemployment, and they can ask you a question about kind of social division. So basically, there are two different question types. They can either ask you the extent to which a social divide existed in Britain, or they can ask you the kind of overarching economic situation and the effects of large-scale unemployment. So if it's a social divide question, basically what you'll need to do, what you'll need to know is the different ways that Britain was divided. So that obviously includes gender and geography and class and employment. You also have to give effects of these divisions, so what effects the gender divide had, what effects the geographic divide had, and all those kind of things. Then you have to talk about the ways that Britain wasn't divided, so you talk about how there was a lot of things that Britain shared in common. And then giving examples of how that worked, things like going to the cinema or showing kind of various political outlooks and respect for democracy and those kind of things. So that's social division. Then if it's an economy and unemployment question, then you must explain the successes and failures of the British economy, so where it was doing well, obviously predominantly in the south and with new industries where it was doing badly, so in the Scotland and Wales and the north of England and the old traditional heavy industries. Then you have to explain the extent of unemployment, so where the unemployment was bad, which areas it was, which industries it was involved in, and the effects that this had on British people. So basically, what unemployment led to in Britain, what things it meant that British people couldn't do. And you'll see for each of those, I've said that those three things all overlap with the social divide, because if you're thinking about successes and failures of the British economy, then you're thinking about a social divide. If you're thinking about where there was large areas of unemployment, you're talking about an economic and a geographic divide in many ways. And if you're talking about the effects of unemployment on British people, then you're talking about how there is a class divide and a real economic divide. So remember that these can come up as source questions or essay questions, so it's something you do have to have a familiarity with. But as I say, if you have an understanding of one of those topics, you'll have a good understanding of the other one. So look through the PowerPoints, look through the notes, and you can watch the YouTube video if you so choose. As I say, it's pretty long, but it does go into great detail about all these different aspects. And as ever, if you have any questions, just let me know.